Welcome back to First Things First. LeBron was out against the Knicks. The Lakers cruised. New York couldn't get to 100 points. Either bad shooting or good Lakers defense. Luka had 35. Austin Reeves had 25. Lakers now 9-2 without LeBron. Brew, this is bubbling up on the internet. Are they better without LeBron?
They're not worse. No, look, I still feel like, and we know when the three of them were playing together early in the season, it's a small sample size period. Early in the season, they were bad. Lately, they had been playing better together, but it's still a small sample size. I do feel like in a playoff series, they'd have a better chance with LeBron.
Of course.
You know,
yes.
than without him because of his experience and all of that stuff. But the numbers clearly say they're much better without him. Here's what is going on, though, because with or without him, I don't think they can make noise in the West. So I think it's a moot point to some degree. But what's going on is that the Lakers need LeBron to be Chris Bosh or Kevin Love.
Oh,
that's what they need. And when you have a ball-dominant, over-dribbling superstar who's also your best scorer, all right, you can only have one other big scorer. So, like, when LeBron was that type of player, he had D. Wade, who was another big scorer. Chris Bosh had to become a role player. When he had Kyrie in Cleveland, if LeBron and Kyrie can score, Kevin Love has to become a role player. With the Lakers, it was never an issue because they only had Anthony Davis as kind of another scorer. Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo at that point were different players, but they were role players, all right? And so now, look at Luka. Same type of player, you know, over-dribbling, ball-dominant, but big scorer, all that. When he had just Kyrie as his second scorer, and then everybody else was a bunch of role players, they went to the finals, all right? And now when it's just Austin Reeves and no LeBron, everybody else knows their role, they can have success. LeBron comes in and he just can't be a role player. Now, he's smart enough to know what I could do, you know, for this team. But 22 years as a superstar, you can't be a role player. Michael Jordan could not have been a role player, I don't believe. Like once he became after a superstar. Allen Iverson clearly could not just be a role player. It's hard to do, not only because of your, whether it's ego or just you've been a superstar for so long you can't adjust, but also your stature in the league and in the history of basketball. The other Lakers, outside of Luka, because Luka is not LeBron, but, you know, he's on that superstar level, all-time great himself. Everybody else is deferring to LeBron. Even if it's not physically or consciously, even if LeBron's telling you, do you, man, do your thing. They are looking for cues from him, even subconsciously, and looking to see what's he doing. And, you know, getting permissions, you know, with your eyes or what. Like his presence on the court, because of his greatness and what he means to basketball, those other they just defer naturally. Austin Reeves defers naturally to LeBron James. Even if you say, oh, Austin's shooting, he's dribbling without LeBron. No, he's still looking to LeBron for cues and stuff. And so when LeBron's not there, you saw it yesterday. Like everybody kind of fits into a role when LeBron's not there and they're playing freer and stuff. So that's really, to me, what's going on in LA.
Yeah, and there's no way that even if he wanted to, that at this stage of his career with his skill set, that he could like play like Chris Bosh. Like LeBron's not.
Yeah, and I don't so much mean Chris playing style, but I just mean be a role player. Yeah,
but
he could say I will post up. I can set the screen for Luka and roll to the basket or pop. Like he could go into that role, but I just don't think.
He just has too much gravity on the court.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, and I'm not. If the Lakers are better without LeBron, to me that is an indictment on the Lakers. Like it's an indictment on how they've put the team together. Because you knew what you had coming into the year. You knew it was year 23 from LeBron. You knew Luka's defensive limitations. You knew Austin Reeves' defensive limitations. And you're right. I dug into it, like just to take a look, and the sample size is really not overwhelming. Because 9 of the 11 games that they missed were back in October and November when they were trying to figure it out. But this is the Lakers this season with Reeves and Luka and no LeBron. Yes, they're 9-2, but are they actually good or are they just beating the bad teams? Like, have the win?
They just beat a good team.
Well, but the Knicks shot 24% from three. They normally are a 37-38% three. They had an awful day shooting. Their wins are against the Wolves, Grizzlies, Heat, Hornets, Pelicans, Bucks, Pelicans, Pacers, and then the Knicks just yesterday. Because if you just look at take Reeves and Luka out of it, this is LeBron yes, LeBron no. The numbers are pretty similar. Like I'm just not convinced that because they're 9-2 without LeBron, it means LeBron is the problem. It could just be that, of course, those three guys don't fit together, so any combination of the two with more role players, more defensive guys.
So I think to Bruce's point, I know you were joking around, like they're not worse. Is that a fair takeaway from this graphic?
Yeah, I think that's fine. But would they be worse without Austin Reeves? Without
Well, I mean, the numbers show that Luka and LeBron haven't been as successful as Luka and Reeves.
And I think at this stage of his career, with where he is, with him being a clear number two, with how similar Luka and LeBron's games are, I think that makes total sense. But LeBron's averaging, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists on decent efficiency. Now, his shooting is a little bit lower, the three ball, than he would like. But, LeBron is still a good player.
Of course.
He should
It's
be.
all about fit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all about fit.
So the roster construction with any machination of these puzzle pieces that JJ Redick can put together, you're not going to get a great team.
Brew, on the team group chat, this is all fictitious, but just go with me. On the team group chat, when JJ Redick posts that one of the big three, Luka, LeBron, or Austin, are missing the game, not that they tweet it, not that they write back, but do you think Austin Reeves oh no, Luka's out? Oh, Luka's out. Do you think LeBron's oh no? Or do you think there's just
No.
I think the vibe is off. I think that if Anthony Edwards is out, people are they're bummed out.
Yeah,
I think in the teams that fit together,
Yeah.
they don't feel, I'm happy. I know it's all fictitious, but it feels like the vibe, Austin Reeves thrives when those guys are out.
If you get the group chat and it says LeBron's out, Austin Reeves just think, I'm about to cook. And not that he
Just the
doesn't like
chef's
LeBron
hat
or anything
emoji.
like that, but that's just how it is. All the players are thinking, okay, I get to step up and play a bigger role. So, but like I said, I would say this. In a playoff game, I think it'd be different. I think they'd be okay, we need LeBron to have our best shot. I mean, again, I don't think they're going to do anything either way in the playoffs. But.
No, it's still interesting. All right, Spurs have been rolling. They crushed the Rockets last night. Last 16 games, Brew, your Spurs are 15-1. Here was Wemby's stat lines against the Rockets. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocks,
13 field goal attempts is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Last 3 games, 94 points in 91 minutes. What do you make of Wemby's recent run?
Well, look, as Danny Parkins would say, since Wemby kind of entered the league or the conversation, I've been seeing this really clearly.
That's true.
All right, I was first on him saying he's going to be better than Hakeem Olajuwon and all that, and people got mad. So I am seeing things clearly still, and I am ready to say he's the best player in the world.
Wow.
Right today.
He's the best player in the world.
Not like next year.
He's the best player in the world. Because of the way he impacts the game defensively. He's slump-proof. We saw him last week have 2 back-to-back, I think it was back-to-back, 12-point games. But he impacts the game so much defensively. On the last 10 games, he's averaged 4.5 blocks. All right? And then it's not just the blocks.
Yep.
And we saw the one yesterday where he kind of, the volleyball spike to somebody, I think it was Troy Eason's shot. But anyway, it's the shots that he alters.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's the shots that he deters, that you don't even take.
Yep.
That you taking against any other team or when he's out of the game. And so all of that, he has such an impact on that side of the floor. He's clearly the best two-way player, without question. And offensively, he's great. There is nothing he can't do offensively. Don't be fooled by the 24-point scoring average, which in and of itself is very good. He could average 30 easily if he played on a team that played through him offensively. They do not play through him offensively.
Well, or if he played more minutes.
More minutes, but even in his minutes, if they played through him, even some, more than he would average 30 easily. He could score from any part of the court. He is a combination of Kevin Durant and Hakeem Olajuwon. And I wonder, defensively, it makes me feel like it must have been with Bill Russell at that time in the 60s, dominating games defensively, but Russell was not like a great offensive player. Right. But he is a great offensive player. He's got the handle, he's got moves, can shoot the three. There's nothing he can't do on the basketball court.
Convincing argument.
And finally, Danny, he is taking a team of youngsters. Dylan Harper should be a sophomore in college. Stephon Castle should be, a junior in college? And I know they got De'Aaron Fox and some other vets, but he is taking this team that won 34 games to a large degree without him last year. He was hurt half the year. And now they have the second best record in the league? Last thing, I'm sorry.
No, you're cooking.
If I had to start a team put Jokic, Giannis, SGA, Wemby, and they're all 22 years old, just like Wemby, all of them, I'm taking Wemby. I don't even think, because most people would say I take Wemby, but because Giannis is 30 or whatever he is, and Jokic is 30. No, if they were all 22, I'm taking Wemby.
Okay, there's a lot there, and it's fascinating, and I love the conversation, and I'm going to agree with basically everything you said. You have covered the league for forever. I don't think you covered all of Russell, though.
A little. No.
Yeah. This is the first time ever you've given out, this title, best player in the world. That means something in basketball lexicon. More so than in baseball or football talk. Best player in the world.
Because there have been years where it's fluid.
Okay, but what I'm asking you,
I'm going with
because he was third in Bruce ballot last week, and I know that's not best player in the world, it's MVP. But have you ever given out the title of best player in the world to someone who has never played in the playoffs?
Probably not.
It has to be not. It's just it's a show-stopping comment because, Jokic has MVPs, plural, and a ring. SGA has an MVP and a ring and is on the best team. There are guys right now that are in that conversation and in that pantheon that have accomplished so much more than him.
But never won a playoff game. It's almost like he's like Justin Herbert, eye test wise.
Sure, but what I'm saying is football, there's 22 guys on the field at once. In basketball, that title specifically.
So do you think he's going to melt in the playoff games?
No, I don't at all. I am just saying you're just breaking with historical precedent.
I love it.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen for Michael Jordan.
Agree.
It did not happen for LeBron James.
No, not without playing a playoff game.
Playing a playoff game.
Bobby Knight said it though. Remember that?
Yes.
Bobby Knight said Michael Jordan was the best before he entered the NBA because he was crushing NBA All-Star teams for Team USA exhibition games.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's literally never been said before in basketball.
Right. No, and people may have said it about Wilt or, before he entered the NBA or whatever. But this is an unprecedented player.
Okay.
We've never seen a 7'5" guy.
I'm with you on that.
Do what he can do.
We're headed to Baltimore. And so is Max Crosby. The Ravens weren't great at getting to the quarterback last year, Brew. Now they get a game-changing player for 2 firsts. Also of note, Draymond Jones leaving the Ravens for the Patriots. Center is now on the Raiders. Linderbaum's gone. Isaiah Likely is now on the Giants. So it seems like you got one player, but lost several cornerstones of a team that you believed in so richly last year. Here's your Super Bowl odds. They went up since the A block. Now it's Rams, Seahawks, Ravens, Bills. Perhaps your sandwich-making rant moved the line in Vegas. Are you buying Baltimore as AFC Super Bowl faves?
Does this answer your question?
It does. I saw it while I was reading.
All right.
You're throwing out those names like they're equal to Max Crosby.
Linderbaum certainly is not equal.
He's very
pretty
good, but you're right, you said it. He's not equal. He's very good. I hate to lose him. And Isaiah Likely, I hate to lose, but they do still have Mark Andrews. And the only thing I have against Mark Andrews is that drop against Buffalo. Outside of that, I like him. All right, so
pretty big drop.
It was a huge drop.
That's a pretty big drop, but okay.
Greg, I feel good. I'm wondering what the weaknesses are on this team, on the roster. Now, I do feel like they still have to show us that when they get to the postseason, which I think is an automatic, that they're going to play their best football. I also feel, and I said this Friday, but I think this is big. I don't know if the Chiefs are still in their head, but they didn't beat the Chiefs.
I like this
Chiefs
pick.
had a bad year, so did they. So if Max Crosby is not intimidated by the Chiefs, even though they beat him most of the time, obviously, but he is clearly not intimidated by them. And I think him in that locker room will help them. I'm not saying he's going to give a big speech because they probably don't even admit that the Chiefs have messed with them. But I think his attitude and the way he approaches that game, should they meet the Chiefs, I think will be big for this team. So, Greg, one of their glaring weaknesses last year was the inability to sack the quarterback. Now that won't be as big of an issue. The other linemen will get better because Crosby will be drawing so much attention. The defensive backfield will get better. And I have full confidence. I am not worried about Lamar Jackson falling off. I think last year he was banged up. He wasn't practicing.
Sure.
There's all types of weird stuff going on. I think he'll be back to form. And I'm banking on Derrick Henry having at least one more very good season.
So walking into the building today, I was strongly considering if there were Raven stock to buy, I might buy this stock. And then as the day continued to unfold and you lost Linderbaum, I saw Likely leave the building, I saw all these departures, and it's like, does that cover up those losses? Because you say they're not better than Max. They're not better individually, but when we watch Lamar Jackson, why didn't he play last year? Due to injury. Who protects him before anything? Offensive line. Who is it? His number one point of contact is his center. So that was a huge loss. Forget Likely. Like, we know the impact that Likely could have in the skill set that he possesses, and we know they need depth at the ball catching positions. Max Crosby definitely rises your tide. But when you lose those other players, you lose a little bit that walks out the door with that. Now, if Lamar comes back, and I believe he's capable of having an MVP type of a year, if he comes back and he's MVP Lamar, and you got that type of a player impacting on the defensive line, what you didn't have in the pass rushing phase of the game, and you got a player at the middle linebacker position in Roquan Smith, and you got a player in the back end in Hamilton, you got pieces.
Level.
It's about your quarterback being who we believe he's capable of being and who you expect him to be. If that's the case, this team should be one of the favorites to contend for a Super Bowl. I'm not ready to say it yet because of what you ended up throwing the caveat. We still have to see how they perform in the postseason.
No, that's
And listen, we can't play playoff games today.
Correct.
Right. So you can't answer that question until they get there again. If they get there again, they were supposed to make noise this past year. Max Crosby makes anyone better. Yeah. I said earlier that it's a lot to give up for a 29-year-old pass rusher coming off of a knee surgery. It's just the multiple first-round picks for non-quarterback trades. Most of them do not age very well, and most of the guys you get are younger than Crosby. The questions you have now are on offense. Because you hired Jesse Minter, who helped the Chargers overachieve, and now he goes to a team that has more talent on paper on the defensive side of the ball in Baltimore than they did in LA. So can Lamar have the Ravens as a top 10 offense? Not by himself. There is still talent there. But they lost pieces. They lost pieces on offense that really mattered. Because I think there's a real chance that the Ravens' defense next year is better than the Ravens' offense.
Really? Now, look, the offensive line has to get taken care of.
But you don't have a
There's no
first-round
doubt
pick
about
to
that.
do it, and you
Correct.
don't have a ton of cap space to
But
do it.
they must have confidence in either what's in the building or that they're going to be able to get somebody. I agree with the line, but I think the skill position players are good. Like, they don't have the greatest receiving core in the world, but it's a good one with Zay Flowers and Bateman and all that. And honestly, I'd rather, at this point in their careers, I'd rather have Likely than Andrews. But Andrews still is good. And then if Derrick Henry is himself, I don't think the offense, I think their skill positions are great. And it's just a matter of, can the offensive line be good, which I think it will.
I would take Buffalo over Baltimore today on a neutral field, but Baltimore is a favorite, I think, because Buffalo has to go through New England. Like, it's not – Baltimore should host a home playoff game. Like, they should win their division easier than probably any other team in the AFC.
Yes.
Buffalo has to compete with New England.
There we go.
The Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos have to compete with each other.
I think what's interesting in AFC, like, right now, today, I would say Baltimore, Buffalo, and the Chargers, to me, look like the toughest teams. That's what I'm expecting. But all three of them, now Josh has been good in the playoffs, but as a team, they haven't gotten over the hump. All three of them have something to prove in the postseason.
But you've made the biggest move.
Yes.
DJ Moore is nice, but I think you've made the biggest move.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to head to San Francisco. Mike Evans leaving Tampa Bay. He will join Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy, and the San Francisco 49ers. Six-time Pro Bowler, Greg, 866 catches, over 13,000 yards, 108 touchdowns in a 12-year career. Did this move surprise you?
It did. This one definitely surprised me. I mean, when you have played 12 years and you've had the success that Mike Evans has obviously had with one organization and franchise, you assume, and it's, you know what happens when you start to assume, but you assume that, man, he's going to want to end his career as a Buccaneer. And I just think back to myself, and a lot of players, you don't look for other opportunities when you feel like this one that I'm in is really good. I really like it here. I'm situated, my family, I have impact, made great friends and whatever.
You're financially comfortable.
Yeah, I'm good. However, when I listen to some of the reports that are out there about why he wanted to challenge himself and he wanted to, like, that's next level. Like, that's Mike Evans trying to hit that Brady reboot.
Oh.
Of challenging himself to get back to, you know what, I'm coming off an injury. Let's switch it up. Let's switch it up. Let's go to a place where I know I will be schemed. I may not be the feature guy, but I will be schemed open. I will have great opportunities when I'm on the field with a quarterback that can get me the ball. Obviously, we all know who Kyle Shanahan is as far as a play caller and able to design plays and utilize the players and the talent that he has on the roster. So I think it's an awesome fit for him. It scares me because he's coming off an injury. He goes to a team that just seems to be riddled with all the injuries that a team can ever ask for or not ask for. But if all things work out, he stays healthy, this could be really good for the 49ers.
Danny, let me show you a graphic that Josh made because I was shocked, and you touched on it, Greg. Whether it's injuries, whether it's, you know, a new spot, a new scheme, this hasn't been super successful. Steve Smith went to Baltimore, had over 1,000 yards, but Andre Johnson in Indy, A.J. Green in Arizona, Julio in Tennessee, Keenan Allen in Chicago, Mike Evans, all 32 or older in the season that they went to the new squad. Or again, they're not with Kyle Shanahan, so do you expect Mike to have a big year?
Not especially. He is definitely secure financially, and I think he definitely wanted to be a Buck for life. But if you just look around, most receivers are staying with their teams. They're not even hitting free agency. It's such a valuable position now. Teams are signing their guys early. Man, he's going to be 33 years old, and he just got a $60 million contract offer. Tampa could not do this deal. because of all the needs that they have on the defensive side of the ball. So I think I romanticize sports. I want Giannis to be a Buck for his entire career, right? Like I understand where you're coming at with being disappointed with Mike Evans wanting to be in Tampa his whole career. But I think he looked around and he was like, okay, Alec Pierce is the #1 free agent at wide receiver, and he re-signed. So that means there were 30 teams who maybe need, 10 teams call his agent. All of a sudden his agent calls him and is like, hey, Mike, I know you don't want to leave Tampa, but San Francisco is a pretty nice place to live for $60 million. Yeah. And I just think money talked, and it's a good organization with a chance to win.
Big cosign of Purdy, too.
Brew?
No, look, the Niners are clearly, you're signing an older player. They're all in, too. And if they can stay healthy, that's always a big if with them. But Evans, Jennings, and Pearsall, that's a good receiving core for
Purdy giving up 13 to Mike?
Oh, fun question. No.
No.
Yeah. It
Fun but easy to answer.
Yeah, I think that is easy to answer, but that's really good.
If he asks, Purdy, I mean, I've had it for.
I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I've had it for 12 years, man. You think this might be it?
That really is interesting.
I love that. I love that. Let's head to Kansas City. They added another Super Bowl MVP to their roster. Kenneth Walker now in the backfield. Almost $29 million guaranteed for 3 years. Other news in Kansas City, Kelce's back. And Tonga coming over from the Patriots. Kenneth Walker's numbers, Greg, once he started getting the ball, shined, won the Super Bowl. Your reaction to Kenneth Walker landing in Kansas City?
I absolutely love this. Obviously, it was a need that we all knew that they needed to address. Thought they would possibly address it in the draft. Clearly, they're like, we may not get the guy that we want. Right. Let's go get a guy that we know that we can get right now and avoid missing out. It shows that they are of the mindset, we're not just going to put this all on Patrick Mahomes. When he is ready to go, we want to be in a position to where he feels like it's not all on him. We have to establish a running game. Again, we know how great Patrick Mahomes is. We know what he can mask. But when you don't have a running game, it hasn't been enough in the past years. With a running game, with a guy like Kenneth Walker, who can hit the home run at any point, like you just got to become more of a run. If you're Andy Reid, let's just continue to lean into that run a little bit more, and good things are going to happen. I love the move for them.
Yeah, Andy Reid would probably prefer he be a little bit better of a pass catcher because of what Andy Reid loves in the screen game. So Kenneth Walker is not a perfect player, but there's not always a perfect solution for what you need, right? Like Travis Etienne got a ton of money and an extra year of commitment. Jeremiah Love's probably going to be gone by the 9th pick. So they're like, all right, we need to upgrade running back. We cannot do what we've been doing the last couple of years. And we get a Super Bowl MVP who, I think the biggest thing on that graphic you showed is the 13 carries. He was in a legit timeshare for most of the year. And then he started getting true #1 workhorse back, and he shined in the biggest games. So the Chiefs are going to pay him a lot of money, and they're going to give him the ball a lot to justify that contract. I think he's going to have a monster statistical year because they're going to do everything in their power, A, to justify the contract, but B, to make it easier on Mahomes. If he had 1,000 yards this year with only getting 13 carries a game, I don't know why he can't be a 1,200-yard, 10-touchdown running back next year.
No, look, I'm with you guys. I love it. I think it's a great move. It's a security blanket for Mahomes as he works his way back to his, full capacity. And you also got a guy that can perform on the big stage. Like you just saw him when his running mate got hurt and people were really questioning, can Walker handle the load? He stepped it up throughout the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. So you got a guy who's mentally tough too. So, yeah, I think it's a great move for the Chiefs.
Kelce back. There were some flirtations that he was going to leave. Seems like he's told the Chiefs that he's going to be back. Can we expect the Kelce of old? Or was it he's still good, but he's not? He's still Travis Kelce, but he's not Travis Kelce, but he's still a great tight end.
That was a fun 12 hours on the internet.
I liked that.
Where people pretended like Travis Kelce was going to play.
Hey, if Mike Evans on the 49ers, who knows?
Hey, if Tom Brady can leave and Mike Evans can leave, I'm pretty sure Travis Kelce would have either gone and been the movie star that I project him to be, or go back to Kansas City. So yeah, I think if Travis Kelce is your number one option, like he has unfortunately been for them the last couple of years, like that wasn't by design.
Correct.
Remember 2 years ago, Rashee Rice has the suspension, then there's the injuries, and we look up and we're like, man, what a weird year for Travis Kelce. He had 97 catches that year, right? Like, but he wasn't supposed to be the one. And then last year, the whole season didn't go. Like, everything fell apart for the Chiefs last year. He still is a good player. He's not a great player. I don't even think he's a top 5 tight end, but that's okay.
No, that's totally fine.
That is totally fine for a 1-year deal to be there for Patrick Mahomes.
I think that's the point. When you talk about he wasn't supposed to be the number one guy, he ended up being. Those are the type of situations that's a plus. If Travis Kelce has to be a number one, can he still do it? Well, we've kind of seen him do it, not at the same level, but at least you know you have someone who, when you need them to show up and make plays, he can still do it because he's done it his entire career.
But don't you think they'd rather him be like the 4th option?
Absolutely.
Right? Like, not even close
honestly,
to number one.
I believe he wants to be a 4th option. And knowing that the guys in front of him are producing, are being what they need to be, and allowing Patrick Mahomes to feel that same feeling that they got with him being in the brightest or the top of his game, that's ideal. But he also wants to win, and he wants to be a part of why they win, and that's why he's coming back.
Feels like a true retirement year for Kelce as well.
I thought this last year
Right.
was true.
Well, see, I didn't feel like it was. It was like maybe it's his last game. It just didn't feel.
It felt like with the season going so poorly, I did think this was going to be his last.
You did.
Like, I didn't necessarily entering the season, but when it was going the way it did and it ended the way it did, yeah, I thought he's going to step away.
I'm with Wildes on this. The fact that he flirted with entertaining retirement this year, he's never. I don't want to say he never did that, but publicly been like, yeah, let me think about it. I'll get back to the team. This feels like this is it.
Yep, one more run.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought this last year was it before the year. He was like, I'm just going to fulfill my contract to the Chiefs. And then he's coming back. Guy loves ball.
I think playing football is more fun than podcasting.
A little bit.
I just think it is. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I've had a lot of fun podcasting.
Yeah, but you never quite played football. So,
How
I mean,
do
you
you know?
don't.
That's not true.
How do you know?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Call it a guess.
Yeah, but
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.